American Pickers Mike Wolfe shares his favorite photo. American Pickers cast member Mike Wolfe shared his favorite photo. This comes amid the ever-growing complaints about Season 23 of the show. The series returned to the History Channel on Saturday, July 9. Ratings continue to plummet as fans boycott the show. Original host Frank Fritz is still missing. Ever since the fan favorite was fired, ratings have plummeted to under 1 million views. Fans have also slammed the new host, Robbie Wolfe. Most of them agree that he's a boring replacement. Growing complaints about the Season 23 premiere. The new season premiered earlier this month without Frank at the helm. It followed Mike Wolfe in Selma, Alabama. American Pickers fans had plenty of complaints to share about the new season on Twitter. They weren't as excited about the premiere since they want Frank to come back. Not watching anymore without Frank Fritz. Not as good as it was now he's gone. Been a long-time watcher, but unfortunately the show really needs Frank. Without Frank, this is over. Not the same without Frank. Bring back the bearded charmer. Frank was fired while he recovered from grueling back surgery. Most American Pickers call History Channel's decision ruthless. They don't understand why Frank was fired. To this day, it's still a mystery. American Pickers star admits difficulties filming. While filming Season 23 of American Pickers, Mike shared his challenges. He took to Instagram to tease the new season. He admitted that he was having difficulties with filming and wanted to do it justice. Mike was clearly feeling the pressure after Frank's firing. Finding the words after 13 years of doing this show becomes harder. A lot of it is the pressure I put on myself, Mike captioned the post, and how much weight I put into telling people's stories. These two people help me and sometimes guide me. This shot is what I see when I'm filming. He shared a photo of two American Pickers crew members. The 58-year-old revealed that he was blessed to have them in his life, even with his struggles. There have been concerns about the future of the show. It's no longer one of the hottest shows on the History Channel. Mike Wolfe shares his favorite photo. This time, Mike took to his Instagram story to share his favorite photo, which was previously shared by someone special. No, it's another behind-the-scenes photo from the set of American Pickers. Rather, it's a rare moment of himself with his girlfriend Letitia Klein. The 43-year-old former model smiled with him in a vintage car while they wore matching satin bomber jackets. For fans of American Pickers, Mike Wolfe is more than just a guy who knows his way around rusty relics and hidden treasures. He's the heart and soul of a show that has brought the thrill of antique hunting to millions of viewers for over a decade. With his signature laid-back charm and eagle eye for hidden gems, Wolfe has built an empire on what most people would see as junk. But recently, the renowned picker gave fans a more personal look into his world when he shared what he described as his favorite photo. The picture, at first glance, might seem like nothing out of the ordinary. A simple snapshot of a worn-out barn with faded paint, nestled amid the rolling hills of rural America. But for Mike Wolfe, this image represents much more than just a scene from the American countryside. It encapsulates his deep passion for history, the stories behind forgotten objects, and the importance of preserving the past. A moment frozen in time. The photograph features an old rustic barn, its weathered red paint peeling off in large patches, revealing the gray, time-worn wood beneath. A hand-painted sign, barely legible from years of sun and wind exposure, reads "Antiques for Sale." Tall golden grass surrounds the barn, swaying slightly in the breeze, with a distant road winding off into the horizon. To the untrained eye, it's just another old building, one of thousands scattered across the Midwest. But Mike sees it differently. "This barn was the beginning of it all for me," Wolfe explained in the caption accompanying the post. I first came across it when I was a teenager, riding my bike through rural Iowa. It's the place that made me fall in love with picking. The barn in the photograph is where Mike found his first treasure, igniting a passion for antiques and history that would shape his entire career. Back then, he didn't have a truck or a fancy camera crew. He was just a kid with a knack for spotting what others had overlooked. That first find, a dusty old bicycle from the 1930s, became a catalyst for the journey that led him to become one of the most recognizable faces in the world of antique hunting. The power of memory and connection. What makes this photograph so meaningful to Mike isn't just the barn itself, but the memories tied to it. When I look at this photo, I don't just see the barn, Wolfe said. I see my younger self. I see the excitement of finding something that had a story, something that had been forgotten. That bike I found wasn't just a bike, it had a story. And I think that's what picking is all about. Every item has a past, and I've always felt this calling to uncover those stories. For Wolfe, the act of picking is much more than a job or a hobby. It's a way to preserve the past. It's about giving forgotten items a second life and connecting people to the history behind the objects they own. He has always believed that every antique is a piece of a much larger story, and the joy comes from rediscovering those lost narratives. The barn in the photo is now long gone, having collapsed under the weight of time and neglect. But Mike Wolfe's favorite photo keeps its memory alive, preserving a piece of his personal history that shaped his entire future. He's not just sharing a picture of a building. He's sharing a moment that changed his life, one that set him on the path to becoming America's most famous picker. A snapshot of the American dream. The photo also serves as a visual representation of the American dream, finding beauty and value in hard work, resilience, and the overlooked. Wolfe often speaks about his humble beginnings, growing up with very little, but learning to see potential in the discarded and forgotten. That barn was a metaphor for his own journey, standing strong despite being worn down by years of hardship, much like Wolfe's rise from a small-town boy to a television star and successful entrepreneur. "I've always been drawn to places like this," Mike said. "They represent everything I love about this country. They're the backbone of rural America. These barns, these farms, these small businesses where people worked hard every day to make a living. There's something sacred about them, and I feel like it's my responsibility to keep those memories alive." The photo, for all its simplicity, also captures the heart of American pickers. The show isn't just about digging through piles of junk or haggling over prices. It's about connecting with people, hearing their stories, and preserving the heritage of a rapidly changing world. Wolfe's favorite photo speaks to that mission. It's a reminder of the quiet beauty in forgotten places, the importance of preservation, and the stories that are waiting to be told if only someone is willing to look closely enough. A fan favorite. Since posting the photo, fans of American pickers have flooded the comments section with their own reflections, many of them sharing personal stories of how Wolfe and the show have inspired them to see the world differently. "You've made us all appreciate history in a new way," one fan wrote. "This photo is beautiful because it shows where it all started for you. Thank you for sharing a piece of your story." Another fan commented, "I've always loved how you find the soul in everything, Mike. That barn might be gone, but the spirit of what it represents will live on through you." Preserving what matters. In a world where everything seems to move so fast, Mike Wolfe's favorite photo is a reminder to slow down and appreciate the stories that surround us every day. Whether it's an old barn, a vintage bicycle, or a dusty relic hiding in the corner of a forgotten attic, there's history waiting to be uncovered. And thanks to Mike Wolfe, more people are starting to see the beauty in what others have left behind. Wolfe's journey from that old barn in Iowa to becoming a household name is a testament to the power of passion and perseverance. His favorite photo isn't just a nostalgic nod to his past. It's a beacon for the future, encouraging others to look closer, dig deeper, and never underestimate the value of something with a story to tell. In a way, the photo embodies everything Wolfe has dedicated his life to: honoring history, preserving memories, and celebrating the joy of discovery.